We will have with us Ms. Girija is the CEO of TVSTS, Mr. Dr. Lakshmi Narayanan KV, the Vice President HR of Data Patterns. He is doing a lot of work in the area of skilling. And Dr. Stanley, the Pro Chancellor of Jeppiaar University. And Dr. Bommanna, the Executive Director of Excel Technical Campus. I would request all of you to come on stage, please. I'm a student because I had worked with Dr. Jha in our earlier stint with L&T. So I've learned a lot of things from him. So let me use those learnings in my panel, Dr. Dipendra. And he's also sitting in front. So that is the most difficult portion. So I have to keep up at least some kind of discipline, timing, etc. So you all have to help me in that, madam. He came and told I've sharply closed it. So, this context is on industry integrated universities. Morning in the panel, the panelists talked about culture, leadership, AI, etc. But now we will get into little more depth of how industry can strengthen universities, the future universities, or what currently, because we have a good mix. We have two industry experts who are actually doing something with universities already, and two university institutions. Now he runs an institute, Excel Technical Campus. The campus has some 20,000 students, sir? 18,000 students. Of course, Jeppiaar University, I need not tell, it's a very large conglomerate, right from school to college. They have everything in the ecosystem. So let me start with industry first. So first is to you, sir. What is your perspective on how you are working towards integrating industry with universities for future? I would like to give your opening in maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Anbuthambi, and my pleasure to be in this august audience. It's an honor to be with this panel as well. One of the things which I have been working in my current company as well as in my previous stints has been this, after this, we are all living in a very dynamic or VUCA or BANI kind of an environment where technologies change every 6 months, and from an industry perspective, there is always a shortage of good talent in spite of having a good demographic advantage. So we at the industry are always looking for the best talent who can kind of quickly come and plug and play, and there is always this perceived gap between what is churned out of the universities and what we need. And so there was this thought for actually it started, Anbuthambi, with this digital revolution. Somewhere in 2017-18 when I'm talking from a perspective of IT industry because that has been my background. I know other industries have their own challenges as well. There was a sudden redundancy of talent faced by the industry. When the era moved to a cloud era, most of the technologies up to that time, when we moved into Industry 4.0, 5.0, suddenly there was a sudden change of expertise needed, the skills needed, and there was a huge challenge of, and companies have to go on an overdrive on reskilling within a very short period of time. By the time they skill, the technologies again change. So there was this challenge that universities have to work very closely with industry, setting up incubation centers, and most of these universities now have their own industry incubation centers, but that's all started that time. We need to strengthen that. Basically, what we need to do, if I talk from an industry angle, what we need to do is it's no longer going to be different institutions. It is industry sits inside universities, universities come inside industry. It's going to be, the glass walls have to break, and it has to break because the change is so rapid and dynamic, and it has to get translated live in the way where the talent is created. So some of the experiments what we did is, I did a research in this area as well with a lot of inputs from Dr. Anbuthambi at that time. We need to go away from this structured curriculums. Job descriptions are already outdated. It is person-based and all that. And we in Indian industry have come with this kind of a tradition where fixed job descriptions and very strict boundaries from preventing students from moving from one domain to another. If L. Subramaniam, after doing medicine, can do violin, anybody can do. There are a lot of such talents. So what we need to do is, after the basic foundations on whichever subject, there should be industry electives, and that's what I have experimented and we have found it successful. I welcome other, industries to experiment this out. We have a huge demographic advantage, which has a shelf life, unfortunately, and before we lose it, I'll welcome all industries, whether it is high-tech industries, whether it is semiconductor, whether it is solar, any industry. Create industry-specific electives and go to the university much ahead in time, maybe after 3 years of their foundation, and start grooming talents interested in that area. And from the university side, my request is, I have also faced some, at least the universities have their own rigid syndicates and inability to customize their curriculum and all that. With all due respects to that process, unfortunately, there is a timeline issue. Within that time, if you don't change your curriculum, it will be another Nokia story. So be flexible in your curriculum design, be very closely by working with the industry, and create talent pool which can be gainfully employed. There can be more, there has been practices. We've made 5 practices, I will just end it with that. My current company is in defense and aerospace industry. After the defense acquisition policy of 2020, where Government of India under Atmanirbhar Bharat had wanted to create 75% or more component level indigenization of our defense capability, very, very, very needed obviously in the current world. We needed thousands of talented electronics engineers at the embedded class 3 electronics levels, and that was not easy. And so we went to the couple of universities, both big, renowned and private universities, gave them the electives and created talent pools. We put 5 steps. First, electives. We invited their faculty for a faculty development program. We set up labs there. Our experienced leaders went and gave guest lectures, right? And then we gave 10-month internship, practical, before they graduate. These are the 5 steps we did.
Sure.
We found good success of around 27 to 30% success, where it was 5% earlier.
Thank you, sir. I think you have a model in place, and good that I think the same model was propagated or put in the best practices book, which you will anyway read it to understand it more. So I'll move to Madam. I'll just come in the same order. Madam, you run a large university as a Pro-Chancellor of the Jeppiaar University. So what, according to you, are the gaps that you find between industry and the universities, or what is it we should do now?
Thank you, Anbu. But I would tell you that not all academic institutions are blessed to have TVS or reputed industry-supported lab within the academic institutions. Okay, so like I would tell you with my 25 years of experience with this group of institutions, like industry supported, industry integrated, industry within institution or institution within industry. So like this has become a continuous talk of several conclaves and panel discussions. But see, we have MOUs with reputed industries for each domain, for electronics, for computer science, for biotechnology, and for electrical engineering. But as a part of this MOU, we were able to take students for industrial visits. Okay, and they come and give us lectures, and they permit students, very few numbers of students for internships, summer projects, or finally for capstone projects. So okay, at the maximum, 10% of the students in a class gets benefited out of this MOU. Okay, that's because the industry have its own targets, they have their own accreditations, their objectives are different. Our objectives and accreditations, curriculum, examination patterns, everything, see, like, both are totally different. But see, like, having said this, again we had an industry supported lab within the premises. And that again were fulfilling only for a set of students, especially computer science students. And here if we see like what I want to tell you is this is not sufficient. The students, this particular thing, that initiatives that we have taken really is not a sufficient thing for the students, for the staff or for the management. But this particular industry supported lab, see, we know like in Chennai, the top 5 software companies, if you take, like they are not, they don't offer jobs in one particular domain alone. There are some 5-6 verticals, and this industry supported lab will train students in any one or two. And finally, if you see the attrition rate after a year, okay, none of the students who were trained in this particular software company are still in that job. Okay, and 5 years before, if you see the Infosys, CTS, or Wipro, Accenture, Capgemini, or these companies alone, like when they hire, it would be in hundreds. But again, the next year, if you get in touch with the HR, no, only 30% of the students would be continuing there. And so I would say that this industry supported lab training students, if students might have interest in one particular domain at that particular point of time, and later it's not there, it's changing. Like the earlier panelists, when they were talking in a beautiful way, like we live in an ambiguous world and everything changes, then are we teaching students just to look into the sky and they would be able to find out whether they should see a star or a moon or a planet? So we should train them like that. So I would say that whatever measures we have taken, okay, so didn't sufficiently fulfill the need of students. Okay, so now what we have taken very small measures is we have industry supported curriculum into the syllabus itself. One paper in each semester, it's included in the semester, and that is really a welcoming thing for the students, because students with this L&T tag or students with this tag, no, when they get into the class and teach, students find it very interesting. And second one is we have startups and incubation cell within the campus, okay, which is the initiatives are taken by an integrated one, by a student, staff and an industry person, because industry persons will not be able to spend maximum time in the campus. So it is an integrated effort, and we should see how it works, because these are all in the initial stages.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So now I'll move to you and pick up one question from madam itself, because entire focus has been in IT, or it is being in IT, and Dr. Lakshmi also said, no, we should also focus in other areas. So as TVS, originally TVS is not IT. We know TVS as a automobile and the other sector. So your perspectives on how we should integrate mostly in the other sectors than the IT.
It's privileged to be in this panel, and very interesting, and the need of the hour topic, the industry and academia integration and what can be the future. I think that's what many years, long time we were kind of kept discussing. There is a skill gap, the demand versus supply issue. This has been becoming a recurring discussion. As ma'am said, it's been deliberated in multiple forums, multiple panels. But the solution, probably I wanted to pick up 3 areas which which I feel both industry and institutions should come forward and adopt it. One is definitely the employability, which the end point or the end resolution is going to be on the employability, and innovation and the research. These are the 3 areas which I would see which institutions to be integrated. When I say employability, firstly, I wanted to kind of pick it up, as she pointed out, no more the industry should act as only the advisors or signing the MOUs and move forward. They should get involved in working on the electives, curriculums. When I say curriculum development, even the industries are changing in very rapid pace now. It's not what we see today, it's going to be there 2 months, 3 months later point in time. It's high time the industry people should implement the curriculum also in the similar pace what the industry is kind of growing it. And when we talk about the curriculum, we always talk about the emerging technologies or the new adoptions which kind of comes in. But I wanted to go a little a step backward and talk about the base, setting up the foundation and basics has become a very big challenge. So I represent a company, TVS Training and Services, and we do a lot of placement related programs. The most challenge what we figure it out when we kind of work on the employability creation and the placement related programs, the candidates are not strong in basics. I would also quote, I'll take the clue of the electronics, which has been rapidly grown, and especially the TN has been surpassed all metrics and the standards in the electronics industry, and that's going to be the future for us. When we have the people from the industry kind of working on, we really feel there is a huge gap on the basics of the electronics or the embedded related activities which the candidates who kind of appear for the interviews actually gets rejected or gets deselected. They are not coming into a selection with that aspect. One, the emerging technologies is really, really important, but at the same time, the setting up the basics and foundation is also really the, the thing which is really important now, which is in industry specific, that is really missing in today's world. A lot of Gen Zs, Gen Alphas have kind of come in, but our basics should never change, especially in the gamut of world which we live in. Even when they kind of come into an industry, a lot of AI, automation, everything is kind of happening. But even the AI and automation, the data which kind of throws out, now we don't have people to read those and analyze those. That really requires the human to do it. That's an area like which is definitely missing it out now, and the industry should come forward, work along with the institutions and kind of create the electives or the subjects. It's not that it's a kind of MOUs or the need basis. They should kind of get involved. And I'm sure, company like TVS, we are interested and look forward doing such collaborations and create those, industry relevant programs what we wanted. This will reduce rapidly the intake of the candidates and intake of the linkages to the employability what we see today. And secondly, on the employability, I also wanted to quote on working out on internship and the apprenticeship programs, not as a checkpoint or the kind of sake of getting into it, but there should be a clear cut. Even the industry should have a clear defined plan of that internship program and the apprenticeship program. What are the skill set they are going to be imparted in that 6 months, 1 year or 3 year duration. So that is going to be more crucial, and any institutions who kind of work along with the industry on the internship or the apprenticeship program, I would suggest we should have a definite plan on what are the skill set they are going to be imparted. And again, the skill rotation also becomes very crucial in the industry point of view. It's not going to be one skill set they are kind of going to get deployed and the deputed. The skill rotation in that span of the apprenticeship or the internship tenure, how is that skill rotation we are going to measure it, and how is the outcome we are going to kind of map it out. So this is on the employability aspect. And on the innovation, again, this doesn't comes at only from the academic area. It also has to have the industry collaboration. As you all know, the moment I say about the COE or the incubation centers, I'm sure everyone would have some sort of collaboration. But how effectively the measurements or the outcomes has been utilized over there is a great question mark in today's world. I think that should be strongly anchored by the industries with the emerging footprint, what they are kind of getting into it. And today's the largest challenge at the industry is on the productivity. So the people kind of come in, the skills are there, like the productivity in each operations become very, very crucial. I would strongly recommend, even the students who kind of do their assignments on paper, that should be a problem solving assignments with some sort of industries, which will navigate them to understand the real time problems in the organization. And it will also give you the value add in both industry angle as well as the student who can get the practical skill set of knowledge. And my last point is on, I think I strongly recommend the faculty immersion industry program. So I think we are only talking about the student level. I recommend we should also have the problem solving as a crew, as a group. The candidate and the faculty should get involved in the industries and work towards it. That is one chain which definitely misses today. I think they are on their day-to-day activities, and they are so busy with the theoretical part and the practicals within the campuses. But I think it's high time the faculty also should get exposed to the industries, and get into what is the arena which the industry is looking for, only then that can be inculcated to the students.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you gave a lot of insights, keeping in the 3 points in show. So, sir, I'll ask you a maybe very deep question. Many cases, are we doing tick in the box, sir? Which means you go and ask any college. If you ask, do you have industry type? They will say yes. Do you have COE? They will say yes. Do you have this? You ask any question, everybody will say yes, sir, honestly. Nobody will say, I don't have this. Because they would have done it. It is not false. It is true also. They would have definitely got one industry guy as an advisor. They will have definitely. So, are we doing, how to make it deeper? Or are we just touching the surface at the top level, maybe to complete the accreditation and accreditation to the companies, etc.? So, can you give me some insights there?
Okay, respected panelists, participants, and it's a great opportunity for associating myself in this panel discussion. As Madam has covered until the last point, I don't have any more points to add with. All 3 members have already covered the most of the points. So when we talk about the industry institute collaboration, or when we talk about the future university, we the education institutions see that in a positive perspective, that a lot of scopes and avenues are there for us to still better perform in the market or in the society to meet the requirement of industry kind of things. See, we all know that we produce massive number of engineers. Every year, more than millions of engineers are coming out across the India. So we now talk about whether all these people could able to find place in the industry and could able to be a day one, as pointed out by the madam, whether they could able to produce the final outcome of the industry, what they are expecting. That is the day one performance is expected. So the thing now lies is that we need to produce the students, or we have to move from the stage of giving a degree to develop themselves as a people who could able to contribute for the economy of entire nation. That is what the final ultimate vision. Within the 4 years of span, how to do this magic that lies in the heads of university. Earlier it was a degree giving institutions, then it has become a research institution, then we spoke innovation comes into existence, and now a lot of parameters are there, expectations are there. Now the universities are finding themselves little struggle managing, as pointed out by Srinivasan sir, managing, we people are managing, but still the institutes are excellently doing very well across any region in Tamil Nadu or across India to meet the requirements of this industry. If that is the case, from the degree, we need to convert them into a competency building individuals, then we need to convert them into a productive engineers. The day one performance is as expected. For this, industry has to collaborate with the institute in deeper sense. In the sense, they have to be a co-partner of the institutions. That is very much essential. Instead of signing an MOU and putting a signature at the last page, it doesn't solve any kind of problems. We invite the industry people from the industry to deliver the guest lectures, to be there in some here and there in the academic council. Part of that, some things are happening. See, instead of that, there should be a part of the system where they need to be in the curriculum design and development. From that point, it starts. And there should be a need of, there should be a presence of the industry in delivering the content to the greater extent. Instead of being there once in a while they are coming and they are going, no, instead of that, they at least 30 to 40% of the time they have to spend in the campus, so that it will help for the institute to understand their requirements also. So they should be there in the delivering the content also, and they should be there in the evaluation mechanisms. Whatever we do, in that case also they should be there. And finally, even the certification or the degree, it should be collaborative way by which we can, they have to collaborate. So it starts from the curriculum, and finally it has to end with the offering the degree, and beyond that they have to prepare themselves for, students have to prepare themselves for the industry requirements. That also happen inside the campus. These are all happening within the premises by having, as you told, that almost every institution, now they are having the technology business incubators, skill development centers, industry academia collaboration cell, and X and Y and Z. More than 20 to 30 different vertical centers are being operated inside the campus. So much people are being involved into all this process. to meet the requirement of industry. After all, they finally students has to get good placement. That is what the every parents are looking for. That too, lucrative jobs, lucrative salary with good designation they are looking for. With kind of expectation, with that kind of expectation, when we involve into the process, lot of challenges of course comes. Having that infrastructure is not one thing. It's going to make the university a very big institute. Whether we could able to produce that kind of people who could able to contribute for real economy is now what we are discussing. I think lot of scopes are there. I will get into the deep into the discussion.
Sure, sir, sure. Thank you. So now again, due to lack of time, let me ask some questions and you'll answer it shortly, sir. So to Lakshmi Narayanan. So now suddenly you are saying defense, you will come up with something new. Madam will talk about electronics. So every company will come up with 10 new things. How do you expect us to cope up with everything what you wanted? No. Earlier it was we were producing general engineers and you were going and training. Now you are saying you do everything in college. So to same computer science, there are 20 different requirements come. So how do you expect them to solve this? Maybe briefly.
So in a brief, it's a very complex question. That's why we said we are in a bunny world, complex and ambiguous world. Technologies are changing. Not everybody has answers. But to answer to your point, that is where we go to the fundamentals. I take that resonate with what she said. First of all, fundamentals have to be strong. And after that, in the institution itself, there should be some level of aptitude checking to see whether where this particular student will excel based on the natural innate talent. That level of aptitude checking, I don't know whether we have a very robust process in institutions. Some kind of aptitude test and all. That is not what I mean. I mean a real session.
The interested fitment of the student to an industry.
Career coaching. Hey, you seem to be very good in numerics. Go to these kind of areas. You seem to be a little, go in these professions. Like that level of advisory has to be there, and then you channelize them
Sure.
to what
Each
is
of
happening.
them.
As of now, it is a mob psychology. People go to, earlier people used to go to medicine and engineering whether they liked it or not. That's why that L. Subramaniam's example is very good. He did not like medicine and he went into violin. There may be good musicians. So that will help.
Okay.
But there is one thing we cannot avoid. Technologies keep changing. There will be more and more demand. We cannot try to restrict that. We see how we channelize our student base
Sure.
to the right. That's all we can do.
Got it, sir. So, madam, this madam talked about, to you only. She said we should now definitely focus on fundamental. So, there are teachers. You are saying now new courses are coming. Let us take example of computer science. Now, new 100 streams have now come in. Every teacher is now preparing for the new things. So, should they focus on fundamental? Should they focus on the advanced things? So, what is that? What is your guidance to the teachers, ma'am?
So to the entire academic industry, I should tell you that fundamental knowledge is very, very important. That is number one. And that is what the faculty member is supposed to do when they get their job offer itself. Second comes like this is the new course that has come, this is the company we have signed in, these are all the things that you need to teach students. So continuously, faculty members who are the backbone of any institution, they should be treated as the first and foremost prioritized person in any institution. Okay, so and then they should be given motivation to publish papers, and they should be given time and whatever is required to upgrade their skills. And then I'm sure that that particular institution, that particular students would definitely find their place. At least they would be able to identify their dream and find their way into the right institutions. Especially if you see down the lane, the attrition rate of faculty members is very high than the students who are taken up.
So you have a different problem now.
Yes.
Okay.
So faculty members should, the route is very important. So fundamentals is the priority, and with that, faculty should be upgrading themselves. That can happen only with the support of industries.
Okay.
Like as a part of CSR activity, even it should take place, like faculty upgradation, like 1 or 2 conference or workshops, the faculty development training, and into which all the faculty would be benefited.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. To Madam. Madam, I'll pick up the same question which you also said, to deepen, to strengthen the faculty. So again, if we ask any college, everybody will say, no, we are doing FDP, we are doing conferences. They will definitely say yes only. So tell me something, what they should do something new to ensure their faculty are, becoming today ready. The faculty, not the students. Students anyway, they know the trick. But for the faculty, why don't you give some key inputs?
See, as I've probably like the quoted first, I'm not talking about the conferences. It's all going to be a one-day session, like which they kind of, it's a refresher kind of types which they kind of do it. It's not going to either attract industry or attract the skill which is to be delivered to the students for the faculty. Rather, I would probably position it or suggest the area which the faculty is expertised at, they can reach out to the industries and do some sort of real-time projects over there and address or provide the solution to the industry. What are their current challenges? Probably they can list it down, they can do a little bit of deep study and they can come up with the solutioning to the industry. Then it becomes the two-way process. You will not have a industry pushback. Rather, you will also gain the real-time experience, what needs to be dealt on ground. When it comes to the institutions versus the industry, definitely the expectations are so different. Unless until both of them integrate with each other, it's not going to be solved.
Definitely.
The industry people, as to day in and day out, should support on forming the curriculum and the elective subjects and all that. Similarly, the faculties have to pick up their area, the core area, and they have to get into a real-time problem-solving projects or assignments which can be spearheaded by the industry people. So there are, I'm 100% sure industries would definitely come forward and pick up those activities, and they would be even okay to sponsor and kind of do this kind of simulations. I think the institutions have to come forward with some sort of new arena where you can collaborate with the industry.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. I think we will get an answer from Dr. Bommanna Raja, because you have, the volume is too high, the faculty volume. Not all companies are going to give you that opportunity. So definitely not everybody, because if there are 1 lakh teachers, where will that 1 lakh teacher will go and find faculty immersion in industry? It is slightly difficult in current situation. And the problem of college is, if somebody says also, I will give you 10 days internship or 20 days internship, due to dearth of faculty members, college is also not able to send faculty members. So the two sides problem exists because we are in the live wire. See, unlike other businesses, here students are there in the college every day. So their focus is to take care of the current student. It is like a lineman, when the current is going, he has to work for himself, his food, everything. So they are in that situation, sir. So how do we manage that? What challenges are there now to tackle whatever madam says?
Challenges, I think there is no challenges at all. Only thing, meticulous planning is required, because everybody has their own opportunity. Say for example, in my region, because some principals and the chairmen are also here from other institutions, in my region they are participating here. Say for example, this academic year itself, in our institution I can say, 3,500 plus students went for industry through internships, whatever it may be, and nearly 350 faculty members are gone for industry internship for a period of 1 week to 15 days. In my one institution I'm saying, there is another 2 or 3 institutions representing here. They may have their own numbers.
Yeah.
So there is a scope.
So you're saying it's open now.
There is a scope. Only thing is that we need to identify the companies or industries which are there locally. See, I cannot, being there in the region, Coimbatore, so maybe the region in the Erode, my institution is located here, 13 kilometers from Erode, 45 kilometers from Salem, 100 kilometers from Coimbatore. Being there, I cannot search for an industry in Chennai or search for an industry in the Bangalore. I have so many industries locally. We have a good potential. Almost 500 industries are there in the SIPCOT Perundurai.
So you should focus there.
Yeah, we need to focus, we need to search for the industries, engage them in all the activities, what we do there. So when we try to form a cluster between the industry and the academics, locally, I think this problem can be solved.
Okay.
So we don't want to search for an industry which is there in the remote place and seeking their help. It's really tough for them to come over there and implement all this process. And second thing is that as far as faculty is concerned, I think all are educated, all are well experienced. We cannot pressurize them. Only thing is that we need to counsel them. Psychological counseling. We have to sit, counsel them, make them to understand. Some kind of mentoring if we could able to provide. I think they are all youngsters. See, these people who are now in the final year, they are going to become the next generation teachers. There are a lot of people are there. We know the complexity involved in handling these students in present generation. Even in the home itself, we could not have able to handle them properly, and sending them to college level, it's very complex issues. Only through counseling, mentoring, proper guidance, if we could able to give, I think problem can be easily addressed.
Okay.
So one thing is that we need to find the industry locally, form a cluster of between industries and the academia locally, and I think probably we can able to do.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much to all four of you. Because I wanted to close here, because since we had cut down one of the keynote in the morning, we want to just have it just after lunch, so that instead of the originally scheduled to 2 p.m., I would propose to the audience we will start by 1:45 p.m. to have one keynote followed by the original program. So just to conclude, I would definitely say, whatever India is today, whatever we have built, the industry has built is because of the academia which you all are coming from. So it is, if somebody says, no, academia is not keeping up with industry, they are good at this, bad at this, I think we should not bother too much, because whomever we have developed, or I would put it another way, we are all from the same ecosystem, the same school, same college. We all have come here, and hundreds and thousands and lakhs of people work across the world from all the institutions who are representing here. We have as large as VAT here, we have as rural as Tazim Bibi here. I mean, there are mix of colleges, you go and look at all those students, they are now ruling the world everywhere. So which means in some format we are definitely doing good job. I mean, the academia is doing good job. I think let us not forget that. Let us not go by people saying no, academia is behind, industry is moving forward. The all reason is industry has to evolve. They will have to run due to pressure of evolving technology, evolving things in the business, etc. And we are to keep pace with them and their knowledge and their need. So with that, but definitely this gap will continue to exist. This gap is never going to be fulfilled. Now that's the role which we all have to play as catalyst to ensure this role is minimized. It is not going to be gap filled. It is just going to be minimized at some point in some way. And we will continue to do the good job whatever you are doing. And as Lakshmi and Girija madam said, industry is always open. And we, as both of the other academicians said, we should do some more planning, get closer to the industry, go there and ensure that every faculty is given opportunity to do more and more things. So with this, I'll give a big round of applause to all my four panelists. I would request Priya to give the token of thanks. If I have Pattabhiraman sir, can you just come on stage and honor the four speakers on my behalf of this panel. And as told you, I've cut down the time to 1 o'clock itself, so we will move to, ma'am, can you bring the mementos to the speakers, please? So honoring Lakshmi from there. Big round of applause. One second. Where is the photographer? Photographer has gone for lunch, huh? Come first. Pa engappa poitinga? Vittukku poitinglo? Come. Where is the other guy? Come first. It's okay to make mistakes. Innor photographer na adutha shift kamichtingla? Okay. Come. One more time. Okay, so I'll just do some instruction on behalf of Priyadarshini, the host, because I don't want to cut time. We will break for lunch just after honoring the guests. We will come back by 1:45. No, I would request we'll come back by 1:45, and I'll also tell you what is there when you come back by 1:45. So Thiron, there is a gifting partner called Thiron. They are offering 3 gifts, some robotic vacuum cleaners. So you could, it's worth of some 10,000 rupees. So we will have a lucky draw that time. Whoever is here in the hall will win one Thiron robot when you come by 1:45. So just after lunch, sir? Just after lunch we will do that, yeah. I think it's done. We'll take a group photograph. Thank you all. We'll break for lunch and come back by 1:45.